Yeah, Jeff usually doesn't sit. Assuming nobody else, or assuming everybody wants to show.
Well, you said Chris wasn't showing most of it.
He's gonna try to come up.
All right, I will call the Town of Georgetown Planning Commission meeting to order. The time is 6:04 on June 17th, 2026. Kasia, could you do a roll call?
Alice Cordeal,
Here.
Kathy Hayes, Jay Cooper,
Here.
Christian Dixon.
Here.
Chris Sanford, Natasha Jackson.
Here.
Shane Henry, Jeff Golden.
Present.
All righty. And could I have somebody approve the agenda? So-
You wanna add a couple things? First.
Oh,
is
yeah.
acceptance of your resignation, and second would be the election of the new chair.
Okay,
Also, read out the agenda.
sorry, what was that?
Read the agenda.
Oh, yeah, read it first. First is,
You don't have to read the agenda.
Oh, no.
okay,
No.
okay.
That's good news. I've always done that.
Well, I'm going to add two things to the agenda. The first is the resignation of myself. And the second would be voting in a new chair.
I recommend you do those first.
Okay,
I'd like to make a motion
To-
to
Approve the agenda as amended.
approve the agenda as amended.
I would second that, right? Second that.
So it was first Jake, second, and Natasha.
Yeah.
cool. So I am leaving, everybody. This,
The agenda.
okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Sorry, not out of practice. I only did it like one thing.
You wanna ask if anyone's opposed?
Any opposed?
Okay, and then agenda's approved.
Agenda is approved, all righty. So I'm leaving and moving to Dumont. And so that will be the end of, this will be the last meeting that I'm a part of. That being said, we do have to vote in a new chair. And Jake was the chair prior to myself. Does this work by,
So is anyone else interested in being the chair?
I'm more interested if you guys need a chair, so.
okay,
I'll be throwing my name back in the hat.
Okay, so then someone would just need to nominate,
yeah,
I nominate Jake.
okay, and then second,
Second nomination, Jake.
okay, and then a motion?
You can make a motion to the chair.
yep,
He can, it's just frowned.
The chair can make a motion.
Yes.
Since
it's
when?
Frowned, like we strongly discourage it.
Oh,
The board of selectmen, the police judge cannot make a motion. but the
I
chair-
was told by the previous town administrator I was not allowed to make motions.
It's strongly discouraged,
Okay,
yeah.
yeah, well, I still won't make motions.
Would I be able to make a motion even though I was the person who nominated? Okay, so then I would just make a motion to elect Jake as the chair.
all in favor?
Like,
We need a second, right?
Oh, sorry,
Second.
all in favor?
Aye.
Nice.
okay, and then
Okay,
any opposed,
any opposed?
motion passes.
Motion passes, and Jake, you'll
Be the chair again.
be the chair again.
It'll be the next meeting next, so you're
Yeah.
the chair.
Yeah, cool. Alrighty,
Now you can do the regular agenda.
got it. And
We don't have an audience. So it'd be number 4.
audience members of the audience. Yeah, so we,
No one's online either, so. that's-
Okay. yeah, alrighty. No audience present, and so this is. Could I have a motion to approve the minutes of November 19th.
I'd like to make a motion to approve the minutes for November 19th, 2025, and January 21st, 2026.
One at a time.
One at a time? Okay, November 19th, 2025. So,
I second that.
All in favor?
yes, aye.
So just because it's hard for the minute taker, that was the first, Jake, second Natasha, okay.
Then you make another motion to approve the minutes for January 21st, 2026.
Second that.
All in favor?
Yes.
Aye.
Aye.
First,
Any
second.
opposed?
Mhm.
Not opposed.
Okay. Jake and then Christian.
Okay,
Okay. And. Is there do we have a staff report on the proposed addition of recreational rentals?
yes, so I'm gonna let Mike speak, I'm gonna speak just real quickly before Mike, write this planning, this memo here. So this is from Mike Davenport, he is our planning and zoning consultant. We requested that he put this together because there have been multiple people in town who requested for recreational rentals as a business. And as you know, from code, the rules are, if it's not explicitly allowed in code, it is not allowed. So currently in the historic commercial district, which is like 5th to 7th, 6th streets, yeah, and then Taos Road is Argentine, this purple zone, if you look at our zoning map. It's one of the uses is not recreational rentals, that is something we allow on the gateway. And it's something that people are interested in doing, so, we requested that Mike look into this and provide a recommendation, which he has done. So Mike, did you wanna speak on that? Mike, are you able to hear us and talk?
I think he's muted.
You're muted if you don't know that. Okay, well, if Mike pops in, I will give him an opportunity to speak on this himself, but, recreational rentals involves renting such items like e-bikes, snowshoes, skis, camping gear, any kind of rental equipment, basically. If we look at special use, which just to clarify, I know a lot of you have never reviewed a special use before, but in the code, we have uses by right, which are in a zone, you're allowed to do some things, just, you are allowed to do it. You might have to get a business license or whatever, but you're allowed to do it. A special use is a use that is allowed, but it has to come before the planning commission and ultimately the board of selectmen and the DRC. For approval before that use is allowed. So like one example is in the gateway that we approved a special use for inpatient care facility. Which is not something that like anybody can just set up shop and do. They have to come talk to us first.
It
Okay,
was
so,
done for commercial and now I remember that.
yeah, well. Yes, commercial.
It was zoned for outpatient if it was gonna be that way, correct? Cause it was a
It does
hotel.
not, we're just, yeah,
Yeah.
so special uses are not something that people can automatically do. Any specific incidents is gonna have to come back in front of you for review. So just because, if you guys do approve this tonight, it doesn't give people carte blanche to do any kind of recreational rental. They still have to come talk to you about what specific kind of rentals they're gonna do. You guys are allowed to, request that there be like special clauses added to that special use, like for example, Lloyd, the Clear Creek Inn has a special use for events, okay? But one of the requirements we've put on him is that he is allowed to have sound, but it can only be 75 decibels 100 feet away. So that's like a restriction that was put on that property for him to get that special use. So, you know, for example, you might say, this is not a great example, but like paddleboarding, right? It would be potentially a rental, not in the historic commercial district, but if they were to come to you and say, hey, we want to do paddleboarding, we'd like a special use, you could say, that's great. but we require all of them to be bright yellow, so they're highly visible, for safety reasons.
Right, yeah.
But,
So if we were to say, we push this through, are we able to put stipulations in as rules, even though we're granting the town the right to grant special uses? Could we say like, we're not gonna allow any of these special use permits to include watercrafts in the historic district or golf carts?
yes, you can make that recommendation. This goes to the board of selectmen, so you guys are making a recommendation to the ordinance change.
Right.
And,
I'm just wondering, cause I think golf cart, we don't have any place to put golf carts down here and watercrafts belong down by the lake.
Yeah.
And if a business down here is renting out watercrafts, you're taking away from two businesses that are already down there renting out watercrafts.
I would caution you against, this is capitalism.
Yeah.
You shouldn't be protecting existing businesses by preventing competition. Competition is something that should be encouraged. If you're making decisions about what businesses should be where, it should be based on like our comprehensive plan, quality of life for the people who live here, appropriateness for the zone, but it should not be to protect existing businesses like business, if that makes sense. Okay.
That does make sense.
Yeah.
So each one is looked at individually.
Yeah.
For approval.
Yes.
Okay, that's
I
fair.
like that.
That's fair.
What about, okay, so I mean, it'll be a case by
So you
case
could say-
basis.
Can absolutely say stipulation of this is like, we're fine with recreational rentals, but motorized vehicles, we don't feel is appropriate for the historic commercial district. We would like to make that recommendation to the board of selectmen as a change to this recommended ordinance.
And then-
Say that.
Storage of these items on the main sidewalk through down Sixth Street.
Well, that would be. Again, like a conversation to be had if somebody brought to you like, hey, I would like to rent e-bikes. Then you can say, okay, if the ordinance allows e-bikes, then you guys can still say, well, we're fine with e-bikes. However, we require that you have a storage that completely hides them. And they have to be limited to 10 miles an hour and.
Yeah.
You can put a bunch of stipulations on the actual business.
Like that specific, yeah,
So
okay.
can things be grandfathered in?
No. Anything that's currently doing this is technically not allowed to be doing this. We've sort of, we do have some kind of rentals happening right now downtown. And it was one of those things where like. We started looking at this because someone's trying to do golf cart rentals in the commercial district, which is already a special use. You guys are not approving that right now, like. That already exists as a special use in a gateway. It does not exist as a special use down here, so we decided not to upend their whole business while we consider this, basically. Now, we're not enforcing that right now, but if you guys decide, no, we don't like this, they will have to shut that down, so.
They'll have to shut down the golf cart room over there.
No, you guys are not reviewing the gateway.
Okay, got you.
You are only reviewing the historic commercial.
So you're saying somebody's already doing this and we haven't passed, okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
We're giving,
It's like it's like snowshoes, which is not impacting really anything downtown, if it was something like
we're giving the businesses in the historic district a chance to apply for a special use permit.
Yeah,
To rent out whatever it may be,
What
and
is-
it still can be.
What is,
Individualized, like.
Yeah.
what does the town charge for a special use permit?
the review is like $250 or something.
Okay,
I'm making that, I don't remember. It's on
but the
the,
town does make money off of a special use permit.
no, we don't make money on anything. We charge a bare minimum to like cover the time that we
Yeah.
spend on these kinds of things. We do charge back, like Mike's time is directly billed to the applicant. This is not, there's no applicant for this coaching, so it's just the town, so.
Oh, okay.
This coaching is a proposal from staff to you guys for this.
Indirectly taxes.
Yeah,
I think it's a good thing, I think, more recreation and more.
Yeah.
More stuff happening in this town is good.
and I like that it's individualized, so what we're thinking about now may not apply to someone who comes in with something completely different than what we're thinking
Well, I mean-
about, so.
Yeah.
And we can put stipulations on every
Each one.
Mhm.
Right.
Exactly.
Every-
Right. Yeah,
We did wanna keep it a special use, not no use by right, because we can imagine situations where there are recreational rentals that we would not feel are appropriate in the historic district, so.
Is there a strict definition of what is a recreational rental?
I do think that, that was provided. Find it. Staff report. I did read this, I promise, it's just been like a month since I read it, so.
It's on page 3,
Okay.
third paragraph from the bottom.
Oh, yeah,
Recreational rentals are the rental of equipment primarily used for outdoor recreational activities, including but not limited to skis, snowboards, snowshoes, e-bikes, helmets and goggles, camping and backpacking gear and safety gear.
okay. Sweet,
yeah, so pretty open and there.
yeah,
And I do feel that this is something, you know, we thrive on tourism, that's our primary economy, and so. You know, we want people to be up here, spending time, staying the night, and having opportunities to rent recreational gear and spend time in the mountains adjacent to here. We think it's a very attractive economic activity for the town and the other reason the historic district.
That also is going to, I think, spur the business of like, Norwich sells gear. People more likely to buy gear if they can rent gear that goes along with that additional gear, so I think.
Mhm.
Would
definitely.
apply increased sales tax.
Especially people that travel like out of state.
Yeah,
Bring their
yeah.
gear for just a weekend or whatever, it's so much easier to just rent something and
Yeah,
be able to return it and you can throw back.
absolutely. And we have, you know, we're kind of missing that right now. There is a ski rental shop down in the Gateway, but it's open. I'm not sure. I think it technically is, but
Call him, he'll be there in 30 seconds.
Oh, no, I know, I've heard it from like REI before. Before
So, do
renting.
you think-
Well, we're going to the free ski rental in Downeyville, that's where we're going.
Hi, this is Mike Davenport. Can you hear me?
hi.
Hi, I'm not sure what the problem was, but hopefully it's at least the voice is working now. I just wanted to mention a couple of questions that were answered earlier. There actually are quite a bit of criteria that have to be met, and they're listed in Exhibit 3 near the end of the memo that you have. And you'll see you have quite a bit of control or issues that you can identify before you approve a special use. So that's already in there. I think the second thing I want to mention is that as written right now, the proposed amendment to the land use code says that this storage needs to be any sort of storage or display of recreational equipment needs to take place in a building. If you wanted to also include outside storage that is screened, that would be a change to what's in the staff memo. The design guidelines of the town do have regulations already regarding fences. And obviously the DRC would have some input on that, but I just wanted to point it out. As written, it's only inside a building and not storing it outside a building, even if it's screened. So you would need to change what's in here if you wanted to allow outside storage, but the storage that would have to still be screened.
So they would have to display it, they couldn't even display it outside on the street. They would have to keep it inside.
Yes, and the reason for doing that, as mentioned in the memo, is that the comprehensive plan says the town has two types of businesses or activities that support the local economy. One is heritage tourism, where people want to come and look at the historic Georgetown, and the other one is outdoor recreation. And so if you want to go into this and sort of in steps and say, okay, let's try it out, see how this works, and then maybe come back later and allow it. But many communities find there's a problem that develops because merchants obviously will want to put their wares out in front of their business. And that's something that many communities sort of struggle with. How do you regulate it? So for now, it's basically saying inside the building. However, it wouldn't be unusual to say it's allowed, say, behind the building, but would have to be screened.
Well, my main question, my main, reason for that question about, storage of like, say, e-bikes or any other kind of recreational equipment on the sidewalk on Sixth Street was for that reasoning, because people walk down these streets, they're looking at historic Georgetown and nobody wants to see, rental bikes.
Nothing is allowed to be stored on.
Okay,
Right.
yeah, that was the reasoning for my question.
Yeah, they might be able to store it on their own private property in the back, but like Mike said, it would need to be appropriately screened.
Right. Okay.
They would have to get like an easement to use town property for anything like that, which is a whole other process. Any other questions on this?
I don't have any.
Okay, there's a recommended motion.
Yes, everybody good with this? Well, I'll make a motion. I move to approve the addition of recreational rentals as a special use in the historic commercial zone district with the following language, part one definition. Add the following definition to definition section 17.20.030 of the land use code. Recreational rentals are the rental of equipment primarily used for outdoor recreational activities, including but not limited to skis, snowboards, snowshoes, e-bikes, helmets and goggles, camping and backpacking gear and safety gear. Part two, special use, add the following use to the special use section of the HC zone district regulations. Recreational rentals, display and storage items must be within a building.
Second,
I second the motion.
I approve.
all in favor?
Aye.
All against? Any against? All right,
All right, thank you, Mike.
And when will that take effect?
that's a recommended motion to, that'll be to the Board of Selectmen.
So would it be this season?
Yes,
If the board of selectmen approves it.
Okay.
yeah, this will be probably on the agenda for not this coming board meeting, but the one after.
Okay. Okay.
And next on the agenda is discussion of the comprehensive plan.
Yes, okay, so, as a part of DOLA and state and Prop 123's incentive programs for affordable housing, we had to pass a resolution, when we in the town of Georgetown, a resolution last year, approving a affordable housing review process that is expedited. Our process already meets those qualifications, so we just had to say, yes, our process does do this already. And then we become automatically eligible for a $50,000 local planning capacity grant. So I'm working on that right now. We'll be using that for the comprehensive plan. I spoke with Lola today to talk about some of the requirements of the comprehensive plan. And we are not going to propose that we include a housing action plan or a water supply element, because we've already completed the water supply element survey that needed to be done. And the housing,
I ask you a question,
yes,
the water supply element, what does that entail?
we'll come back to that in a second. And then the housing action plan will be completed by the regional housing authority that we put together, CCRHA, so. So we'll be applying for this grant with just a basic comprehensive plan, basically. To go back to your question about the water supply elements, this is basically, it's part of the housing initiative. It's like, hey, okay, you know roughly how much housing you need and how much development you're looking at. How much water do you need for that housing? So it's a survey basically of like, what supply you have right now, what infrastructure do you have, can you expand it appropriately to accommodate these housing initiatives?
I remember y'all, going over that, in the spring and winter into spring, are we going to have to upgrade our water plant anytime soon?
Yes, not the water plants, but we are upgrading. What we're doing is we're pressurizing the system. So right now, the way the pressure works is we have a big tank that holds a bunch of water and.
It's just there up across the highway.
Yes, it's gravity fed, so the gravity of the water is pushing on everything and pressurizing it. We're gonna put pumps into town to stabilize that pressure, because right now it's like this precarious balance of like, we have just enough water in there so that uphill, the water is still like good pressure-ish, and then down at the bottom, it's not like jetting out.
Oh, that's weird, cause I've got great water pressure.
Well, you're in the middle.
Well, you live right in the middle of town, so.
Or sometimes I'm like, maybe I should turn this down a little bit.
If you live up the hill up there, it's weaker, and if you live down by the lagoon and the lake, it's stronger.
Yeah.
And that's like, again, like very precarious, like,
That's funny.
we're like, right? We have just the right amount of water for both of those extremes to be acceptable, but they're not great, you know, so we wanna pressurize to increase water pressure uphill, decrease water pressure downhill, so that everybody has more regular water pressure. And then it also expands our capacity, because the gravity fed system is eating up like however many gallons are in there are not available to be used, basically, so if we pressurize the system, we have access to that water, so
Nice.
it creates opportunities for us to develop, yeah.
So,
We had to do that, we had to get a special thing for our hot water heater to pressure, like. Track the pressurization of our water, because they were like, it is too high, and this is what you need to like decrease that a little bit, so that, okay, that's good to know, so I was like,
Well,
well.
the units that you live in have really high water pressure anyways.
Yeah,
It's super, super high.
yeah, it's just interesting, that place.
so in the affordable housing, does that include both existing structures and new structures?
Yes, affordable housing is any unit that meets the affordable housing definition, which the state considers 30% of the income, the 80% average median income. If that all makes sense to you, and so that can occur either by building affordable housing that is like deed restricted, so it stays within that zone, or sometimes it's called naturally occurring affordable housing. So like, you know, there's some houses around here that need some work, and maybe they don't rent for as much or sell for as much, and so they end up falling into that category as well.
So I lived in Denver a long time, and one of the challenges down there, and it still is for affordable housing, is the developers don't wanna invest if they're gonna get lower rental rates. So
Yes.
you have to make it look like, you have to make it feasible for them,
Mhm.
because otherwise they won't come in.
Yeah, well, like, for example, Centennial Opportunity Fund is building some condos down by the lagoon. The last big open space down there, and they received now like a land grant from the state, which basically purchased the land so that they are getting their money and they can still sell it for an affordable amount. And then we also have a lot more control, because technically the state bought us the land, so like we own it.
Wait, so that parcel of land that was the Centennial Group, but they're not building that anymore?
They are still building it.
They just don't own it?
They are required to develop it as part of this grant program. So we have to develop it, and then the state bought the land from them under the condition that they develop it.
Okay.
Well, that's a good thing.
It is a good thing, and then they also received a grant from DOLA. That's going to the housing authority to help some new, I think that one is like for, it's financial assistance for new homeowners and purchase their condos. So there's two programs that the state is funding basically to help those apartments or those condos be accessible to an affordable group. We're expecting about 33 units to.
I have a question, and you may not know the answer, so they're building it. Who's paying the contractors? Are they still paying the contractors? Is it still, okay,
They're still selling the units, I think, I'm not 100% clear on the land versus the units and that kind of. With condos, it gets really weird, so, you guys remember the condoization of like the whole flat nonsense that happened
Oh, yeah.
not nonsense, it's all perfectly above board and normal, it's just confusing, right?
Yeah.
Where we like turn the land underneath into a condoized land, so everybody owns it, but it overlaps, then rises, yeah.
I have another question.
Mhm.
Do you have, is the stipulation you have to live and work in the town of Georgetown?
So Georgetown has its own deed restrictions. And the deed restriction, or our affordable housing ordinance requires that half of those affordable units be occupied by people who make 70% of their income in Clear Creek County, not Georgetown. Clear Creek County, and they have to, everyone who occupies them has to live there as their primary residence, they're not allowed to own another home, they cannot rent it, they can't do short-term rentals. But only half of them have to work here.
Okay.
Yeah, because that's really important, that's what we're trying to do is, you know, stabilize or increase the Georgetown footprint by doing something like that.
Right, we wanna create
You
housing.
don't want somebody, you don't want somebody in affordable housing in Georgetown, and I would think, living and working in Otter Springs.
Well, that's Clear Creek County. So
They-
that's.
they could work
That could totally happen.
Outside of Clear Creek County then,
They have to live here in
could
Georgetown,
be something.
But they can work in.
but they can work in Idaho Springs, that's fine.
There's only a few jobs in Iowa, in Georgetown, so I mean, if you're,
Yeah.
you know, this,
And we
for
have
future
employees,
reference. But,
we have,
Sorry, go ahead.
the intermingling of employees and folks in the community between all of the Clear Creek towns, like. We're not trying to say like, well, if you work in Silver Plume, you're not a real Georgetowner, like, that's not.
Yeah.
what if,
I would,
what if it's a Loveland employee?
That's fine,
Loveland's in Summit County.
no, it's not.
You sure?
I think Clear Creek.
yeah,
Summit starts on the other side of town.
yep,
Is it? I
That's
thought it
how I
was on
know,
this side
yeah.
of the divide.
I drive it every day, that's how I know. Mhm.
Loveland's address is Georgetown.
Yeah,
Yeah, it technically is
Okay.
Georgetown, yeah,
Huh.
I know, it's
For
interesting.
some reason, I always thought that Loveland was
I
the
did
same county.
until I started working over there. Mhm.
We only require that half of the affordable units be people who work in Clear Creek County, cause if you
Right.
live here and you commute to Summit, that's fine, you know, we're not trying to exclude those people either.
Well, that was decided year before last by the BOS, wasn't it?
That ordinance,
Yeah.
that ordinance has existed longer than I've been here, so
Yeah.
it's almost 3 years. It was implemented shortly before I started though, so.
Have we been here for 3 years?
2.5.
I feel like we've been here longer than that.
I am institutional.
Okay.
What else on the,
That's it.
next plan?
Any questions on the comprehensive plan? All right, thank you. Alex?
all right,
Well, since your seat's vacant, we need to talk about filling your seat.
Yes.
We already did that. Oh,
No.
you mean,
If-
oh, right, Chad, yes, sorry, Chad, so just to clarify again, when we email, conversations cannot be had via email between you guys, okay? And if there's ever 3 of you together talking about anything related to planning commission, huge no-no, okay?
That's a big,
Sunshine laws,
big problem.
so the only reason I, you know, if. None of you should be emailing everybody, but especially don't ask questions, okay?
I understand,
If you're just making a statement, it's okay, but questions are,
I understand, okay.
Like, I'm gonna be at the meeting, or I'm not gonna be at the meeting.
yes.
I think that's probably the acceptable we should do.
So you guys can choose to, recommend alternates to the full board position, and then the board of selectmen ultimately gets to decide if they're going to appoint that person or not, so. And we historically have not made alternates go through that process, but we did start doing that when Dennis got here, so we have been making alternates go to the board to be appointed as full members, so
What's our ideal head count for
7.
commissioners?
Well, yeah, so the board itself consists of 7 people, and then the board of selectmen is making alternates as they feel is necessary, so. There's no limits on alternates. But only 7 voting members. And 3 of you have to, there has to be at least 1 person from each ward on the board. So Jake, you're Ward 2, Natasha, you're 3,
I think I'm 3, right?
Yep, you're three,
Yeah.
and then Sean is, Shane
Seamus
is one.
1.
Yeah.
And you're 2.
I'm two.
Wait, are you 2? You're right on the edge.
Yeah, I'm right on the edge.
Okay,
Hmm.
who else? Kathy is,
North side too, guy.
she's one, yeah.
Us,
You're a north side.
North
too,
side,
guy.
yeah.
you were 3,
Were you guys?
Yeah, I think I was on 3,
yeah.
but
You're like Starbucks Christian, but up the hill.
that's right,
Yeah.
yeah,
You might be like right over the line.
yeah,
Far north side.
yeah.
And then Chris is 1. Right?
Two.
C2?
Chris Stanford?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's two. He's up on Bill right behind me.
Oh, yeah, okay. I get him and Matt's
So
house.
Shane's just is the only one in 1.
Uh,
Or where does Kathleen live? I don't know.
One.
she's 1.
Okay.
So Natasha's the one in 3.
Yeah.
Jeff, where, you live in 2.
Yeah.
He's right on the cusp of two.
On the cuspus.
So, I mean, I would recommend that we have him fill the seat as a, alternate. And task the staff with, putting an advert out for more candidates. And then also task all of y'all with, reaching out for more candidates. And then interviewing more candidates. That way we cover our bases, and this is nothing against you, Jeff, just
Yeah, just,
crossing all of our i's, or crossing all of our t's and dotting all of our i's. But ultimately, it's not. Yep, crossing our i's and dotting our t's, yeah. Which is essentially the same thing, you make the T and an I. Just a really tall I and a really short T.
Yeah. I think also just to like see if there's other people, because I didn't even really know about the planning commission until you told me about it, and I'm like, oh my god, of course I would, cause I'm planning on living here and my kids are gonna grow up here, and so I wanna be involved with.
And you're on the PTO too, aren't you?
I was on the HOA board, but
I thought you were not on the PTO for
No.
school,
no,
oh.
I think I like, said I would, but.
Sorry to interrupt. I am extending my lease 2 more years, so it's not like I'm gonna take off.
Okay.
It'll
Nice.
be 4 years total.
You don't have to be a homeowner to be on this commission, you just have to live here.
And essentially it's up to you guys too, I mean, if y'all wanna push him through as a full member. Then we can do that today, or we can have him sit in the seat as an alternate until we decide what we're gonna do.
Well, it sounds like we can't push them through, but we can.
You
We
make
can
a
recommend.
recommendation.
You can make, you can recommend to the board of selectmen, yeah.
Okay.
The selectmen's never gone against us on anything,
Right,
as far as voting a member in, but that doesn't mean they won't. They've never done it.
You try not to
And-
turn away any volunteers.
Yeah. So we can make a motion to make Jeff full-time. And then,
You can make a motion
Yeah,
to
you-
recommend Jeff to the board of selectmen as a full
Okay.
commissioner.
Mhm.
And then we can also make a motion to,
You don't need to make a motion for the other.
oh, just have him as an alternate until we find more.
Other candidates
Yeah.
who might be interested that we're not able to hire.
so it would just be,
Ultimately, the idea is to find the best candidate to fill the seat, not just the only candidate that we have. No, I mean, this is, you understand, this is not us trying to throw you under the table, right?
I understand, that's why I came on for 2 years and just was a kind of a floater, so.
Anybody who's interested can also serve as an alternate, so
Yeah.
even if we fill the chair.
And we may
can
get
still-
3 candidates and still choose him and have 3 alternates sitting. there.
Right.
So
I mean, someone with like an in-depth knowledge of land use code, if there's a diamond in the rough, we don't know about it, right? But,
It's pretty rare.
yeah.
and even such, like, Jeff, how many times have you come to a meeting and not come onto you've been part of the meeting.
There's a couple,
Yeah, only a couple, yeah.
it was in the beginning and it kind of simmered
Yeah,
down.
so it's like most of the time, if one
still need
alternate is
somebody.
I understand.
part of the meeting.
We'll still need
Oh,
someone.
so I'm
most
saying
of the
between-
time.
No, I understand,
Here,
I'm okay with that.
let me promote Shane real quick, he's raising his hand.
been nice if he was at the meeting.
Speaking of at the meeting, since you'll be chairing the next one, I'm not gonna be president next
You're fired.
month. But I don't know if we had any.
We won't even, may not
Yeah,
even
we
have
may
anything
not have
next
it.
month.
I was gonna say, I don't even know if we have business yet, but
We do.
Okay.
We have one application. Hi, Shane.
You better be here then.
I've been sitting here spying on you guys.
Hey, not okay.
Yes, there will be an encroachment at least on the next one that you guys are routine.
Shane, do you have some input on what we're talking about?
About the alternate or the,
About, bringing in more candidates to interview before we make a final decision or
Yeah.
pushing them through?
I'm good either way. I'm good either way. Get some more people would be good too, though, just to have more people involved.
And we may not get any more people and we may
Yeah.
just have the one option, but I just think doing our due diligence is best for the town. That's just my opinion.
And if somebody feels otherwise, you can still make a motion to approve it and it's based off of a vote. This isn't
Yeah.
we're gonna discuss this and then make a cumulative decision. It's based off of a vote,
A motion,
right?
yeah.
I would say, I wouldn't hesitate on recommending Jeff. Like, if we want to look for other candidates, I wouldn't like put it off for months and months, because we
Yeah.
can always make them permanent and then keep on putting feelers out for future alternates.
Okay, so then the next question would be, if we are gonna do this, what would be the timeline? We're gonna wait for more candidates, a month, 2 months? We do have a meeting next month.
I think by the next meeting, we should either have people that we want here to interview, or
Yeah, I think we should be going pretty quick.
I think we should do it pretty quick too.
Kasia, so if we, say for instance, we have 3 candidates come in the week before the meeting, would you be okay putting them on the agenda?
Yeah, of
Okay.
course. They just have to, well, sorry. let me
Submit their
clarify.
letters, right?
The agenda, all items on the agenda have to be submitted 2 weeks in advance. But anyone that's interested, we can add
We can-
to, yeah, we can amend the agenda to add consideration of letters of interest.
Okay, so then I'm good with a month if y'all are good with a
Yeah.
month. And then if y'all are good with it, I'm good with it.
Yeah,
Shane,
I agree.
okay, so, I'd like to make a
So no
motion.
motion needs to be made.
no motion needs
No
to be made,
motion
yeah.
made.
No motion
Okay.
needs to be made, you guys can make a motion to adjourn.
I'd like to make a motion to adjourn the meeting.
I second the motion.
All in favor?
Yes.
Aye.
Aye.
So meeting adjourned.
Meeting adjourned.
Meeting adjourned.
Yes.
6:46.
6:46.
So,
Ah.
you guys, know anybody?